Let's look at how we go about reducing a fraction that looks like this. Before we tackle one that's got variables in it like x and y, let's first review how we would reduce a fraction that just has numbers in it. So when we just have numbers, to reduce it, we're going to figure out what common factor for the numerator and denominator have, in this case 4 and 28, and we're going to cancel that out. And so they both are divisible. We can divide both 4 and 28 by 4. The numerator would be 4 times 1. The denominator would be 4 times 7 if we were to factor 4 out of the numerator and the denominator. And now we can see the common factor. And when we have a common factor in the numerator and denominator, we can cancel it out. Basically, that's because what's happening is if we rewrote this as two separate fractions, 4 over 4 times 1 over 7, do you see that 4 over 4 becomes 1? And we basically have 1 times 1 over 7. We end up with just 1 over 7. Now, I did 2 steps that were very unnecessary in this. I could have, from this point, just said, hey, I'm going to cancel my 4's. That leaves me 1 over 7. I could have come straight over here, and that's how I'm going to proceed when I get to this one. So what we did was we first factored the numerator and the denominator, and then we canceled the common factor. So let's see what we can factor out of 21x plus 14y. Well, we can factor out a 7, and that leaves us 3x plus 2y, since 7 times 3x is 21x, and 7 times 2y gives us the 14y. Now let's see what we can factor out of the denominator. Well, we could factor a 5 out of both of those terms, and we can also factor out an x because this term and this term have at least x in them. In fact, that's the most they have is x. So let's factor out 5x, and that gives us 3x plus 2y, since 5x times 3x is 15x squared, and 5x times 2y is 10xy. Now that we have factored the numerator and the denominator, we find that we have a common factor. And since we have a common factor, we learned over here, when we have a common factor, then we can cancel the common factors, and our answer will be the part that remains after that. So let's cancel this common factor of 3x plus 2y, and that will leave us a 7 over 5x. And it becomes just a 2-step process.